What's going on, guys? Today we're going to cover the different grips most commonly used in fly casting. The first grip is obviously the most probably prominent and most highly used in the art of fly fishing. That is what we call the thumb on top grip. Okay, it's basically you take your hand, you put the rod in the crutch of the hand, lightly and loosely wrap your fingers around and put your thumb on top, acting as the rudder for your fly casting. Now, a positive and pro to using this method is that you have a very strong backbone and or rudder to control the rod in a multitude of different fashions. Whether it's you're double hauling, you're able to stop quickly, okay? However, it does put a strain on the wrist over time using heavy rods. However, it is probably, as a pro for this, it is one of the stronger grips in order to use for example, a 6-weight or higher. The second grip we're going to talk about today is probably the second most commonly used, and that is the index pointer finger on top. Just as it says, we're going to loosely wrap the hand the majority of the way around the rod. However, our pointer finger is going to act as our rudder. Now, this is most commonly used in short, delicate, but very accurate casts. This is probably not the best way to hold the rod if you're going to be using anything higher than a 6-weight. However, it is one of the more accurate ways to cast because you're able to point the rod exactly where you want the rod to finish, as well as it allows us to stop a little more pinpoint and creates kind of a stronger backbone when it comes to long-term use and fatigue. And the third most commonly used grip by fly anglers is actually what we call the V grip, and it's mostly used by saltwater casters. Now, instead of thumb on top, instead of pointer finger on top, we kind of create a V with our pointer and our thumb, and it gets wrapped behind. And this is, in my opinion, one of the weaker as far as for your wrist because it's the easiest to play. However, it allows us a good bit of action to really whip that rod forward for big heavy rods for saltwater fish. Yes, it is very powerful, probably more powerful than the thumb on top. However, it's a little harder to get that stops to be more crisp and precise unless you were to use your wrist or the bottom side of your forearm. Strong, but maybe a little sloppier, less accurate than some of your finger on top or thumb on top. Whether you're going from most accurate, pointer finger on top, to the one with the most strength, V grip, all three have an application in the art of fly casting. So get familiar, get used to all three, but develop your own style loosely based off of these three, and you're going to have a better time on the water. I personally use all three at different times, whether it's short, delicate casts or big double hauling, a 10-weight. Every situation requires a different technique, whether it's casting, whether it's presenting, whether it's fly fishing in general. Hopefully that was informative. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, head on over to luckytacklebox.com to get yourself set up with flies every month delivered to your door for a great price. Until next time, guys, be safe out there and catch you guys on the flip side.